Okay, hopefully I'm recording there, right? I think I am. And so that's just the deal. So let me just get a picture of myself, older picture of myself, younger picture of myself, which I'm kind of cheating. And but that's like 15 years ago, I would say, 15 years ago. So my hair was blacker, and I basically looked the same. But you get older, but I basically look the same, you know. So and like so it's just the hair color just changed, the eyebrows, the hair on top of your head and stuff like that, and all this other stuff. I basically look, yeah, I look the same. It's early in the morning. Okay, I mean it's like 4, and I'm drinking coffee of all things, and I never drank coffee in the United States. So you know so that's just the deal. um This is sort of an appendix, and I don't know if I'm gonna tag this along side of the video that I did yesterday. That was like about an hour, probably about a plan that plan A, plan B, plan C. What I'm gonna do next year, filing for separation. When is that gonna take place? And I said in that recording that it's gonna take place. Plan A is to do it on November of next year. I'm talking about 2024. This is 2023 right now. So if you're hearing this in 2024, well, it's going to be, the year that you're hearing it on. But as for now, when I say next year, I'm talking about next year, 2024, okay? Because I'm recording this in 2023, actually in August of 2023. So, I'm going to be filing for separation on either three, God willing, in one of three different time slots, next year. Either it's going to be November, or Plan B is either February or March, depending on you know what I get as far as a loan is concerned. If it's the same thing that I'm going to get in March, well, why wait for March? I'll get it in February. If I'm going to get a little bit more in March than February, well, why wait? Why you know get it in February, get it in March? And there's a birthday in March anyway. And Plan C, and there's a birthday in November, also God willing, right? And but there's another birthday in June, so that's Plan C. Okay, that's more remote. But what I'm, thinking about really, uh, when you're paying a bill, especially a loan bill, okay, you and let me just put this like this because the recorder is probably not even recording well, because it's on top of this mic, and I'm sorry about that, guys, if it was affecting my voice. Um, you know, when you're paying a loan or any kind of big bill that takes a big chunk out of your check, you understand what I'm saying? It could be annoying, and it could be taxing on a marriage. It could be taxing on a family that depends on you very highly or expects a lot from you. Even though, like I said before, in my other audio, I'm not responsible. I'm not the primary person responsible for the family's well-being. I'm not talking about my children and my wife. I'm responsible for that. Especially my kids don't now. Since my wife is no longer here, then she has to survive basically on her own now. Okay, the kids are my number one concern. Their pampers, their wipes, their off lotion, their medicine, their milk, their food, their vitamins. I mean, all that stuff I gotta worry about, and they come first, and then I come after, because I have to eat. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, if I don't survive, then there's nothing. So I have to survive. I have to, you know what I mean? So for the first time in the Philippines, I'm taking full control of my money in a consecutive sense, in an ongoing sense. Okay, there's no more that I'm gonna give my money to Riza, 1 month here, and then she'll have it for the next 7 months, and then when I get mad, then she's gonna lose it, and then when I no, it's nothing like that. Everything is consistent, Everything is going to be a routine. Everything I have to get used to of going on my own to stores and stuff like that, and buying the things for the kids and stuff like that, except for the food. I mean, and the medicine, she'll get that. I'll pay for that, baby food, actual baby food, powder baby food, and excuse me, guys. And the medicine for the seizure, medicine to prevent seizure attacks, or to calm her down. She hasn't really had that this year, except for like one outburst or two, and it's already August, so that's a good sign. And her life hasn't been really threatened except for maybe one or two times, and after none last year. So I mean, and I minimized the medicine from 3 bottles a month to 1 bottle a month. You understand what I mean? So because medicine does harm to the organs and things like that in a human body, and that was the downfall of one of my parents. Um, Taking too much medication. It's just really bad for your heart, for your kidney, your liver, everything. So I mean, but anyway, you know, what I'm trying to say, I'm not the primary person responsible for mama and papa here. Romel, Rucci, and Gilbert are, and my father-in-law is supposed to be, and one of his sons, Risker, is supposed to be working. I mean, he's of age that he should be working, doing something. So you have 3 people helping. And now it's down to 2 because Rucci is no longer in the Middle East, so it's down to 2. And one has a girlfriend, Romel, Riza's brother, like I said in my last video. And so you can't really count on him because love is blind. And all that money that was going to go to Mama and Papa and Riza and all this other stuff now is going to go to this girl. And that's why I told Riza to sort of, remind your brother, that the reason why Gilbert paid all that money for Romel to be a mechanic was to help the family. Was to help the family primarily, not to give all your money to a girlfriend who you're not even married to, and then her family. That's a betrayal of Gilbert's money. That's a betrayal. Okay, that's a stabbing on the back. That's a betrayal because I mean, if he's doing that, I'm talking about. If he's doing that, that's a betrayal, and that should be corrected. And he should be reminded that listen, your girlfriend is your girl. Don't be giving all your money. Don't be putting your eggs in one basket. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be giving your girlfriend every stinking peso, and you don't even know if it's gonna last with her. So you're gonna be duped out of all that money. At the same time that your primary family, your real deal McCoy family. Okay, I'm not talking about myself. But I'm talking about his mother and father and people like that depend on him and to get things done. Now he does visit from time to time, once every 3 months, I believe, something like that. I don't know what it is, and he brings here and stuff like that. But I'm not surprised if it's gonna get less now because he has a girlfriend tagging along with him. So anyway, I'm not the primary. It's very tempting to keep on getting loans for this family and to help this family, and it's not like I help in a tremendous way anymore. I can't. Is this idea that I'm going to be helping the same way that I did during the pandemic, that nobody was working, like I said before, nobody was working. And I was the only one with any money. I was the only one. Gilbert wasn't working overseas. There was no overseas job for Seaman. The Seaman deal was closed. Romel wasn't a mechanic at the time. He was still in school. Romanito, he's always not doing anything, almost. I mean, I shouldn't really put it like that, but still, an apprentice has been an apprentice for a long time. Kathy is not really doing anything except for what she can, the poor thing, I mean, because she got hooked up with Romanito. That's her fault. You are what your husband is. That's just all there is to it. If you want to sleep with a person out of wedlock, and have two kids from him, well, don't be surprised when you straitjacket your life, you straitjacket your life, or you limit your life to a very poor life. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be, you know. So I mean, you want to play around with this guy and stuff like that, and not be married with him, and sin against God, and have years and years and years and years that you're giving to him. Okay, well then that's your choice, but don't complain when you don't get nothing. When your applications come back negative, and you can't get a job, and you can't build your home. I mean, you got a plot over here, and they can't even build nothing yet. And they're still very young. They're in the 20s, but the years go rolling by very very quickly. And so I mean that's their problem. But I'm just saying that I can't be the savior of this family. I have to think about myself. I have to think about my kids. I have to think about my future. I have to think about my house. What I'm gonna have when I leave. Don Pedro. What house am I gonna have for Sean? Or whatever house I buy, I'm gonna have in his name. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta think about that. But I really want to get out of this loan thing altogether because probably probably somebody listened to us at Angelo. But you sure about these loans and stuff like that? Plan A, B, C, and stuff like that. Loan. That might not be the case. That might not be the case. Um, if I get out of Atian's loan, you know, um, I can apply for. I mean, what is Atian gonna give me? What 4,000 in February? Maybe if I'm lucky, 5,000, depending on what I pay in December. Well, I mean, I mean, I could save three. I could save 3,000 myself. You know, from July all the way to December. That's not gonna get a cut, but at least um, you know what I mean. At least I have something in the bank. And if I could just be a little bit more, patient, um, I can save. I can save. What do you call it? Uh, let's say I could save even more, and do it on my own. I don't need a loan, but I won't be finished in 2025 in saving. But in that time slot, I can actually file for separation, and not be caught up, you know. And then when I finish with the separation, then I could get a loan, okay, and for a home. You see, that's a better case scenario right there. I mean, I have hands free. So basically, that's what I could do. I mean, I could just be patient, and not really get gulped into. Because one of the family members came over my house, and I'm not gonna say who, came over my house and asked me, what did Atian say and stuff like that. I said, well, Atian told me you can't put a new loan over an existing loan. It's just like the same thing if I'm loaning somebody 10,000 peso, which I don't, 10,000 peso, and then they ask me like in about a week, can I get 10,000 more? What am I gonna say? No, you didn't even pay the 10,000 that you owe me. Not even half of it. No, if you pay half of it, just like every 6 months I could get something for Atian. It's basically every 5 or 6 months. I could get something for Atian. Well, then here's your 10,000, or maybe another 5,000 like that. Maybe not a full 10,000, but I could give you 5,000 more. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to get out of this whole routine of of getting money through loans, man. Um, I want to establish a business. I want to own, lots or, sort of land, even though you can't own. I mean, there's parameters, there's limitations on what a foreigner could own here in the Philippines. I understand that. Just get to know the rules, and then whatever you can buy, then you could sell that off and stuff like that if you're fortunate enough to sell. I mean, you know what I mean. I want a little tiny restaurant in Bogo, a little tiny sort of little thing, that everybody, like a chicken place, a really nice chicken place. You know what I'm saying? But that takes money to do, man. That takes money to do. That takes money to do. But if I, you know what I mean? Um, if I'm on my own saving, it's more better than a loan because I give a lot of interest to this company that I'm a part of. So it's just better to get out of Adrian's loan and stuff like that, and then when you really need it to just to complete something, let's say if you have 7,000 in the bank, and then you need like 5,000 more to get over the top, like to have like 12,000 to do something major, or whatever the case may be. Or let's say I have 16,000 and you need 4,000 for a brand new car or something like that, whatever the case may be. Then you call out the on and then get it like that, and then then you could buy the whole thing cash, the car. You understand what I'm saying? When you get a loan, you're really limiting yourself. You're straitjacketing yourself to a payment, throughout the whole year, man. It's like a car payment. It's like a mortgage. I mean, it's even worse than a mortgage because a mortgage over here for a nice house, I mean, it's only like 17,000 peso. So when I'm giving twice than that to Atian. Now a mortgage here is like 25 years. So like once you get a mortgage done, I mean, you have to pay that thing for 25 years in a row, and I'll be in my 80s by the time I finish a bloody payment like that. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm even alive, you know. So you know, I'll probably pay more than I have to just to get out of it sooner. You know, instead of 17,000, I'll be paying like 20,000 just to get out of the thing. Years in advance. But basically, and I say this because a long time ago in church, um, in a church in a town that I used to live in, a couple came over and said that it's not really a good idea getting credit cards and stuff like that because you're giving your wealth to other people. You're not saving for yourself, and the secret is really to save, to save money on your own, to be patient, and that's the problem in this world, especially in America, that we're not patient people. We want things like that, we want credit, boom, like that. We want, get a credit card and oh, I want that, bah, like that. But then you have to pay every month interest and stuff like that instead of just saving for the thing, and then when you have money, you just get it out and you don't have to save anymore. You don't have to pay interest. But this quick fix, this that's why we never have anything. You know what I mean? And I always telling my wife that you should learn how to put something in the bank. You know, learn to put something in the bank. Like where she's working right now, making these things. I'm not gonna say what they are. Making, manufacturing these little things that she's doing and stuff like that. Even if you get paid a very little amount of money, open up a bank account and put something in there every time you get paid or something like that. Or like, you know, if you she gets very little now. I mean, I don't know. Whenever you can, you should save at an early age in your life. And if I would have done that, I would have been a millionaire by now. I would have been saving and saving and saving, since the age of 18, and I'm 58 right now. Would have had a fortune in the bank, but I just didn't do that. So I just want people to do that out there that are listening to me that you're young. I mean, you'll save something, you know, for potential marriage in the future, or the weddings of your kids, or the college education of your kids, or whatever the case may be. You have to save. You have to save some money. You have to save instead of getting into all these credit card bills and these loans and stuff like that. That everybody else is making money off of you, and then you're losing. You know. The same thing that Atian gives me in one of those designated months. What is she gonna give me? 150,000 or what? 200,000 in February. Well, that's $4,000 right there. How much I have to save? Yeah, how much I have to save for that? Well, I mean, I can save feasibly. I mean, if I give a little bit less, um, let's say 30,000 every month, you're talking about 300,000 in 10 months. 360,000 in 10 months. That's $7,000. That's 7,000 from let's say December of 2025 that the plan A moves just because I don't want to get a loan anymore. I just want to save. Well, you're talking about um 150,000 plus, what is it? 150,000 plus what I just say now? Uh 350,000. Did I just say that? 350,000. So that's, 10,000 dollars from, I could save $10,000. Okay. And that could be flexible too. I could change it, I could manipulate it, I could increase it, I could decrease it because I'm not stuck to a loan agency. So in the beginning of two, in not in the middle of 2024, around July, man, um, you know, I can, I could start saving in a bank until all the way through 2025, until let's say November. You have $10,000 right there. At $10,000, you have, well, I have more than enough that I need. Okay, for a separation. Separation, you only need 150,000. You only need 3,000, so you have that to play with, and then you still have 7,000 left over, which is an ample supply of money for me to get a deposit on a house. And even to fix over here for the kids, not necessarily for Risa though, but overlay this stuff with cement and get windows and stuff like that for the kids here, and still have leftover. And let's say I save that the plan A switches from December of next year, 2025, or November, I should say, of 2025 to November 2026, I should say. Let's say if I switch that. Yeah, it's a big delay on a separation. A separation, you have to wait for 2 years. So that means I'll be, 4 years, uh, older, and wanting to get married. you know. So, but forget about that for now. But let's say I have 10,000 when I go to Atiyan. I have 10,000 in the bank. Well, I have 10,000 in the bank. Um, give the lawyer that she knows, 3,000 of those $10,000. I still have $7,000 to play with, and then I could go to her and say, well, can I have a loan of 250,000 now? And let's say she says yes. Well, then you back up to over you 10,000 and over. Then you have your 12,000 to play with. Okay, having just wasted three on a separation. To tell you the truth, Plan B may be next year, and Plan A may be in 2026 though. Because if I'm patient enough to save, I mean, from June of 2024 all the way through November of 2025. So, am I saying 2026? So I'm kind of wrong. If I said 2026, forget about that. Is actually starting to save at 2024, and then ending the saving in November of of not even ending it, but if you have to, it has to end on the December. So getting the loan in 2025, that could be Plan A. So I'm gonna switch that to Plan A. Go the longer route, Plan A. Plan B will be, you know, what I said originally of December of next year, November next year. And then Plan C will be, you know, either June or March of next year. You know, probably March will be Plan C because there's a birthday there that, you know, there's a birthday also in June, but still, I mean, you could just hold on to your money and save, for June, But I think that that's the best thing to do. It's just to be patient. Just to be patient, and then I'll have more in the bank. I mean, I'll have $10,000. I have $10,000 in the bank, and when I give Atiyan that money, well, it's gonna be a breeze. It's gonna be a piece of cake, because not only I'm gonna give her money, I'm gonna get money back from her. Um, when I deplete some of my 10,000 to give her, which will be down to 7,000 if I save correctly. Well, I mean, if I get a $5,000 loan from her, I increase it from 7,000 to 12,000, which is 2,000 more than I had originally by saving. You see, it's just if you're just patient enough, then I mean, you could do things, But in my situation, I mean, I'm not getting any younger. That's the problem. I'm getting older, and you're talking about, I'm getting a separation for a reason. I'm getting a separation to get married again. Because with Riza, she doesn't want to have any more kids. I want to have kids. And forget about the kids for now, the new kids, because I have two children of my own from my own body. You understand what I mean? Um, to say, there's someone out there that I love so much that can't have kids, well then, I'll be with her, Lord willing. I mean, it doesn't have to be someone that is capable of having kids. It could be somebody up there in age, not too much though. I mean, um, and I'm fine with it. But so you never know how things go. But I really want kids though. I really want kids. So I mean, I want to marry somebody young enough that I can have kids, just like I wanted to marry, Riza, and not Day. Even though I wasn't in love with Day anyway, I loved her, but I wasn't in love with her. The person I used to speak to way before Riza. I mean, I started speaking to Day in 2011, and I spoke to Riza for the first time in 2017 or 18. So, this idea, you know what I'm saying? So, so that's just, that's really the plan. Is to basically be patient, and then I could get the separation in 2025 though. But is Risa going to be willing to, live in her mother's house for another, basically all of this year, which is like 5 months, all of next year, which is 1 year, so you have like 18 months there. It's almost like a loan. And then, let me see what it's going to be. It's going to be all of this year, all of next year. So you have basically, I think, well, that's it. You know, I think that's it, right? Save this. Boy, I can't save this year. What am I talking about? So, it's gonna be all of this year, all of next year, okay, and all of 2025. You're talking about 2 years and a half of her not being in her house. I don't know if she's gonna deal with that. She's probably gonna ask me, "Hey, when are you gonna get things done?" You understand what I'm saying? Well, I'm trying to save, $10,000 in the bank, and then pay the separation fees, and the money's gonna come down to 7,000, and then at the right time ask for Atiyan for a loan, and it's gonna be up to whatever, and by that by that time, I would have minimized one of the bills that I'm paying off of my check, which comes off of my check every month, which is like 10,000 peso. For a medical coverage that I don't even use. So why have it? That increases the pool of what I receive. It could be done. That could be for a down payment, part of a down payment, or a mortgage. Payment every month. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm getting tired, guys. I think it's because of my knee issue. It's early in the morning, also. So I just want to discuss the patience that we really need to have, as a people, especially as God's people, who God has given us, richly all things to enjoy, but He gave us the mind of Christ, and we could be wise concerning money issues. We don't have to get into debt. It's nice to get a loan and stuff like that, but you're really straitjacketing yourself to maneuver. You're straitjacketing yourself to such a degree. There's no room. There's no wiggle room in your life to be flexible to buy the things that you need. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. You're paying somebody else the money that you loan that you got from a loan, and then the interest, and they're getting rich, and then we're getting poor, and we're not saving anything, and they're saving everything. So I mean, I'm gonna leave now because it's just oops. As long as it already dimmed. I'm gonna have to change my code because everybody's gonna see it. Well, I could edit this actually, so I could edit that. Go. So basically, that's the plan. The main, I would say, I will put it like this though. Because of the sake of time, Plan A is 2025 in December, so we'll switch it up a little bit. Plan B is okay, November of 2025 to get the separation done. And something, come to think about it, since I'm gonna be saving the money in the bank, I don't have to wait to all that time to get the separation. As soon as I have the money for on my own, let me change this up a little bit. As soon as I have the money on my own accumulated in the bank, I don't have to wait till I get 10,000. As soon as I could speak to Adrian and see how much the lawyer is going to charge. Well, as soon as I have that money in the bank, let's say a little bit more than that, maybe just say like 200,000 peso, which is 4,000, and I'll give you a little wiggle room with transportation money and people that need to pay for the favors and stuff like that or whatever. Then I could go to Adrian immediately. So I could go to Adrian. I can save from July all the way to November, right? And you know, since there's a birthday in November, I mean, I can start the separation, early in December with no loans whatsoever. With no loans, none, none, none. I can do that. Or January of 2025. That's not that bad. So I don't have to wait, to get a loan. I just could save the money on my own, have the money go to Atian and get the separation like that, you know. So I don't have to wait to get 10,000. I mean, to get no, because why wait? Because you're putting the money in the bank, yeah, but you're losing months. As soon as I get the money, then get the separation as fast as possible. So, remember that I'm going to be waiting 2 years for the separation to be completed. So, why waste a year and a half in saving 10,000? I don't need 10,000 for the separation. As long as I have like the first part of what I'm loaning and get that out and get it done quicker, then that's the good thing also. You see? So, basically, the plan is really to save on my own without any loan, and that puts me in position of purchasing, mortgaging a house in the future, um, because I'm just gonna have more money in the bank, and stuff like that. And I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. I think that's the best way to do it. So basically, the plan, plan A is to it's just to save money without Atian's assistance, to get out of this loan in next June 2024, start saving, and maybe December or December of 2025 or January of 2026, I can start the procedure, having already saved. And then, after I do that with Atian's lawyer friend or whatever he is, um, then I can, 2000, while I'm waiting for that, then save during, you know, 2020, 25, because I don't even have a loan to pay. I'm not even, and once I get to a certain point, 10,000, let's say it's 10,000, then I can ask Atian for a $5,000 loan, and I'll have 15,000. You see? I think that's just the best route right there. It's just to get out of the loan next June 2025, save on my own for the separation, save on my own for the next upcoming house, and the furtherance of this one for the kids' sake. For the kids' sake, you understand what I'm saying? So Sean can have this place and maybe another place where I'm gonna have. I think that's the best route. The best route is Plan A. Um, just finish your loan without the on. Pay from your own pocket the separation either in December of 2025 or January of 2026. And while I'm waiting for the separation, because it already, the wheels started turning on it already, either December of 2025 or January 2026, then I could be saving every month and stuff like that. And the rest is history, you know. Plan B, we'll go back to my original plan of, of obtaining a loan from Atian in November, having saved a little bit anyway, during the months through July and November. So I mean that's Plan B. Plan C is like the last resort, not save at all, and get this loan either in March or February of 2024. All right, guys. So that's my plan. I'm gonna pray for it. I think that getting out of Atian's bill and asking for a loan in the distant future, when I already have some collateral in my own bank account here in the Philippines, I think that's the way to go. Cause I'll have a big pillow to fall on once I get that loan from Atian, because I'm gonna have so much in the bank, so I won't be squeezed every time, so I'll be flexible to get things that I need and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. I think that's the best route. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for your patience. Bye bye. Please pray for our situation, that at least we'll have peace before we get the separation. Like I said before, I don't really want to get a separation for Riza. I love Riza dearly. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the Philippines. I didn't come to the Philippines to see Day. I didn't come to see Rachel. I didn't come to see Lottie. I didn't come to see, anybody else. I came to see her, and I married her, and she's the mother of my two kids. So I love her dearly and everything like that. But if there's no love, if there's no trust, if there's no faith, if there's no communication, then what do you have? You have nothing. It's just time to separate. And I think my plan that I set out in this last video, I think is the way to go. I think it's the way to go. Thanks, guys. Bye.